This tutorial will cover the basics of using PDspect on your desktop, laptop, or Windows tablet PC. To get started, we're going to start a new inspection. You can do this by clicking on the PDspect icon on your desktop. This will bring up the main PDspect menu. To start a new inspection, we're going to click on the button in the top left corner that says Start New Inspection. Now we choose the template that we want to use for our inspection, and for this tutorial we'll be working with the Commercial by System template, so we can simply click on that and then click on Start New. This will bring up the PDspect program, and the first thing that appears is the Save As window where we can give our file a name. Let's go ahead and name this file 23 somewhere street and then click on Save. We're now ready to get started. On the left side of the screen, there's a list of our different categories. As you click on the different categories, it shows the information for that category on the right. Let's start with the Lots and Grounds category. On the right side of the screen, you'll see that the information is broken up into different columns. The first column we have are for our ratings, and then we have the item itself, a spot to enter the description, and then the note. Each item simply works right across the line. Let's get started filling out information. For the landscaping, let's say it's in good shape. So for the rating, we're going to click on the drop down. We're going to mark it as acceptable. For the description, we'll say it's professional and that it's professionally maintained. We're now done with the landscaping line and ready to move on to parking lot. We're going to say that there's an issue with the parking lot. And so for the rating, we're going to mark it as marginal. For the description, we'll choose asphalt, and since there is an issue, we want to talk about what that issue is in the notes. And to do that, you can simply click on the drop down arrow next to the notes and then find the issue. So the issue here is that holes need patching, so we click on that and it enters our note. So not only can we select something from the drop down list, we can also type something in case what we're seeing is not in the list. And to do that, we simply need to click on our notes, which brings up the Edit Notes screen. Here, we can click in the box and then type in any additional notes. So let's say we want to type in the fact that there's heavy cracking in the rear lot. Once you have your notes set up the way you want, you can click on OK to continue. For the parking lot, we also want to add in a picture to show some of the issues that we're seeing, which is very easy to do. And to do this, what we need to do is resize the PDspect window so it's not taking up the full screen. So we'll do that. And then we need to open up the folder that has the picture or pictures that we want to add in. So we'll open up that folder and we're going to set it so that the pictures folder is side by side with the PDspect program. And now all we need to do is find a picture we want to add in, click on it, hold it, and then drag and drop it on the line. Once you let go, you'll see that that picture is now part of the line and part of your report. Once the picture is added in, you can click on it, which brings up the Edit Image screen where you can add in decorations such as arrows and ellipses, as well as add text to the pictures. So let's go ahead and add 2 arrows and some text to the pictures. To add in the arrows, we're going to go over to the Decorations section and select Arrow. And let's say we want these arrows to be red. Now we just click on the picture and hold our mouse in and draw the arrows. To add in text, we click in the text box and then type in what we want. So we'll say holes need patched. And underneath text, you can choose where you want it to show up. So let's say we want it to show up in the top left. You can make it larger or smaller if you want. And you can, of course, change the color as well. If you would like to learn more about adding pictures to your inspections and how to do markups, then watch the tutorial titled Adding Pictures to Your Inspection. Let's go ahead and click on OK and move on to our next line. Before we do that, we're going to resize the window to make it full screen again. So the parking lot lighting is in good shape, so we're going to mark this as acceptable. Now let's say that the description we want to enter is not in the drop down list, so what we can do is just click in the description box and then type it in. So we're just going to type in something else and then move on. And then as you go to move on, the program recognizes that what you just typed in isn't in your drop down list, so it asks you, Is this something you want to use in the future? Do you want to add this to your list? If you click on yes, and you go back to that drop-down list, you'll see that something else is now part of your drop-down list so you can use it on all future inspections. So at this point, we've taken a look at how to enter ratings, descriptions, add pictures, and put notes in. Now, let's take a look at the options we have to review our report before we finalize it. To do this, we're going to go to our Review Inspection tab. We have several options for reviewing our inspection. First, we have a series of stats that help us get a better idea of the information contained in the inspection. Next, we have Completeness Check. And when we click on this, it's going to list all the items in the inspection that haven't been filled out yet. And if we double click on something in the list, it's going to take us to that section of the report so that we can simply fill it out. We jump back to Review Inspection. Next, we have Edit Checks. And Edit Checks runs a series of logic checks in your report to look for inconsistencies. After that is Summary Review. And this is simply going to list all the items that are marked to go to a summary. And then finally, we have Spell Check. After you click on Spell Check, if you click on Start, it's going to run through all the information you've entered into your report and look for anything that's been spelled wrong. Now, let's take a look at our report and see what it's going to look like by going to Print Preview. We're going to jump ahead here to look at the information we filled out. And here in the Lots and Grounds category, we can see the information we entered. We can see our picture with the arrows and the text on it as well. Let's scroll through the rest of the report to the end, and here at the end you see the marginal summary. And so what this does is everything that was marked marginal, or with the standard ratings defective as well, it's going to create a summary of those items at the end. So you have the body of your report with all the information, but then you have a spot at the end that has just the key issues that need to be addressed. So the report we just looked at is using our standard out-of-the-box checklist format. If you'd like to see something different about the report, you have a ton of options to really customize the way that report looks. And for more information on that, watch the tutorial titled Customizing the Report Look, which will show you all the options available to really make the report look exactly how you want. This concludes the tutorial on the basics of using PDspect on your desktop, laptop, or tablet PC.